It is 1,000 miles from San Francisco Bay Area to Yellowstone. And so we headed out, saw a lot of desert and the odd coal-burning electrical plant before we got to Elko, which was our first stop. And we stayed at the Thunderbird Motel. The second leg of our journey from Elko on to Yellowstone included a stop at Twin Falls to see a spectacular river, ravine and gorge, and then on to Yellowstone. When we got to Yellowstone, the weather was pretty bad. There was a lot of rain and sleet, but we still went out to take a look at a few things and get used to being in Yellowstone. Our first trip was up to Mammoth Springs. We saw a lot of rugged country and then beautiful views of valleys and mountains as we drove up. Hot springs create these beautiful terraces that are made by the mineral-laden water moving over the terrain and changing the look of the ground and giving you these spectacular-looking, colorful terraces. One of the more beautiful of the terraces had a simple name, just mound, but the colors and the nature of the actual terraces was very, very attractive. Parts of the hot springs had a moonscape kind of look to them, and they were not particularly active, but had a very surreal look about them. This elk that's sitting down in front of in front of a building was pretty much at ease with the whole situation. This Orange Spring Mound had a animal-like look to it, and it was a good forerunner to our encounters with the buffalo. Buffalo had the free reign of the park and walked across the road or did whatever they liked, and they sure were big and hairy monsters there, but they were quite a sight. The one chance I had to get some shots of buffalo on the move and at the gallop, unfortunately I missed because I had a camera malfunction, but I got plenty of stationary buffalo. The artist's paint pot was a bubbling mud and boiling mud area, and quite interesting. Caught this moose grazing in front of the Grand Tetons, which are very spectacular mountains. I took quite a few shots of the Grand Tetons, trying to catch the majesty of the beautiful mountains and a little bit of cloud cover that was given to them. Jackson Hole was just a yuppie tourist town, and the only thing of interest was the arch made of elk horns. Lewis Falls, named after the famous explorer that was first across the United States by land. There was always plenty of buffalo to see. Elk were harder to get up close to. Elk, they weren't as easy to get up close, but there was plenty of opportunities to get them from the distance. These fishermen were out real early in the morning when the river was still frosty and misty, and they were out there in their leggings and catching trout. This particular guy eventually caught one, and being a good fisherman, he caught and released it. Well, you don't go to Yellowstone without seeing Old Faithful do its thing. It does it about every 2 hours, give or take 10 minutes. And it's pretty reliable. I guess that's why it got its name.